In the last episode, we witnessed the rise and fall of Funan, the first great empire of Southeast Asia. Funan's decline left a colossal power vacuum. The question was, who would be its successor? Who would master the lucrative maritime trade routes that connected the two oceans? History did not look for the answer on the mainland. Instead, it turned to the sea, to the rich islands of present-day Indonesia. Here, a new power, a true commercial empire, rose from the waves to dominate the region for centuries. Welcome back to the History of Southeast Asia series. In Episode 3, we will set sail to explore the age of the island empires, with the story of the mighty Srivijayan Empire and the mysterious Sailendra dynasty with their immortal wonders. Part 1. Srivijaya's Rise and the Sailendra Enigma. In the 7th century, a new name began to appear frequently in Chinese records, Chola, that is, Srivijaya. With its strategic position believed to be at Palembang in Sumatra, Srivijaya quickly rose to master the game of maritime trade. The most vivid early accounts come from the monk I-tsing. On his journey to India, he first stopped in Srivijaya in the year 671. Deeply impressed, he returned in 685 and stayed for 10 years. He described Srivijaya as an international center for Mahayana Buddhism, with over 1,000 monks and a level of scholarship so profound that it could rival the great centers in India itself. But Srivijaya was not just about scriptures. Their power was carved in stone. The oldest inscriptions, dated from 683 to 686, found near Palembang and on Bangka Island, tell a different story. They speak of a king named Jayanasa, who led a punitive expedition, conquering rivals and establishing power. These steles, with their fearsome curses against traitors, reveal a disciplined state with formidable military might. At the same time, on the fertile island of Java, another dynasty was rising to power, the Sailendras, meaning lords of the mountains. Their relationship with Srivijaya is one of history's greatest puzzles. Were they one dynasty or two? A key inscription from Ligar in modern-day Thailand, dated 775, only deepens the mystery. Side A praises a Srivijayan king, a slayer of heroes. But Side B commemorates a Sailendra king, the destroyer of enemy heroes. This has sparked intense debate among scholars. The scholar Krum argued that the Sailendras were a native Javanese dynasty that conquered and controlled Srivijaya. In contrast, George Coedes believed the Sailendras originated from the fallen Funan Empire, fleeing to Java and establishing rule over both kingdoms. Meanwhile, R.C. Majumdar proposed they came from Kalinga in India. This enigma reveals a highly complex political landscape of rivalries, alliances, and possibly shared royal bloodlines. Part 2. The Sacred Mountain and the Slender Virgin, the Immortal Wonders of Java. Whatever their origin, no one can doubt the power and piety of the Sailendras. The Kalasan inscription, 778, and Kalurik inscription, 782, show their patronage of Mahayana Buddhism. And to express that faith, they created an eternal wonder, Borobudur. This is not just a temple. It is a Buddhist cosmology in stone. It is a massive stupa, a three-dimensional mandala, an artificial sacred mountain. A pilgrimage to its summit is a journey through the three realms, beginning in the Kamadhatu, realm of desire, with reliefs of worldly temptation at its base, passing through the Rupadanu, realm of form, with thousands of panels telling the story of the Buddha, and finally reaching the Arapadatu, realm of formlessness, at the peak, where there is only emptiness and nirvana. With over 500 Buddha statues and kilometers of reliefs, Borobudur is a meditation in stone, a masterpiece of humanity. But Java was not only Buddhist. A native Hindu dynasty, the Sanjayas, had existed there before, marked by the Kangal inscription of 732 from King Sanjaya himself. Overshadowed by the Sailendras for a time, the Sanjayas made a spectacular comeback in the mid-9th century. To affirm the revival of their Hindu faith and their power, they built a direct counterpoint to Borobudur, the Prambanan temple complex, also known as the Temple of the Slender Virgin, Loro Jongre. Built around the year 856, Prambanan is a majestic complex of towers, with the three central temples dedicated to the Hindu Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and especially Shiva in the tallest spire. Its walls are decorated with beautiful reliefs telling not the story of the Buddha, but the epic of the Ramayana. The parallel existence of Borobudur and Prambanan, a Buddhist masterpiece and a Hindu one, is a testament to an era of royal rivalry, but also of incredible creativity and religious tolerance on the island of ancient Java. Part 3. Clash of the Titans, Srivijaya's Zenith and Decline. By the 11th century, Srivijaya was at the height of its prosperity. Arab travelers like Masudi, in 955, described the unimaginable wealth of its empire, built on the trade of spices, camphor, and aromatic woods. They maintained regular diplomatic ties with the Song dynasty in China and the kingdoms of India. The relationship with the Chola Empire of South India, another naval power, was initially very good. The Nalanda Charter of 860 shows that King Balaputra of the Sailendra line, who had likely lost control of Java and returned to Srivijaya, endowed a monastery in India. The Leiden Grant of 1006 even records a Srivijayan king building a Buddhist shrine in the Chola port of Nagapattinam. But commercial competition was inevitable. Under the rule of the brilliant and aggressive King Rajendra Chola I, the Cholas decided to break Srivijaya's monopoly. In the year 1025, a shocking event occurred. A massive Chola fleet, without warning, crossed the ocean and delivered a lightning strike against Srivijaya. Chola inscriptions proudly list a long list of sacked cities, including Kataram, Kedah on the Malay Peninsula, and the capital Srivijaya, Palembang, itself. Even worse, the reigning Srivijayan king, Sangrama Vijayatungavarman, was captured as a prisoner. This was a fatal blow. Although the Cholas withdrew soon after, the raid completely destroyed the myth of an invincible Srivijaya. Their fleet was annihilated, their prestige collapsed, and their monopoly on the seas was broken. From 1025 onwards, Srivijaya entered a long and irreversible decline. Its vassals began to rebel, and competitors rose to challenge them. The great Maritime Empire that had dominated the sea lanes for over 5 centuries slowly faded into the shadows of history. Ending. The era of the island empires left a glorious legacy to history. Lessons on the power of maritime trade, immortal architectural wonders like Borobudur and Prambanan, and a complex picture of rivalry and cooperation between dynasties. The decline of Srivijaya created a new power vacuum. Who would fill it? This time, history turns its attention back to the mainland, where new kingdoms were gathering strength to build empires that would be even greater and more enduring. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you in the next episode.